Finally, we have the last 5 corners before the whole cube is solved. 4 at the top, 1 at the bottom. This face is the least intuitive compared with previous ones. It's not trivial, but still can be learned by observation and reasoning. The core operation in this phase is a 4-step move. We want to move this yellow corner to the top. Remember scooping the fish? We move the fish away, put down the net, let the fish swim into it, and then pick it up. You can see that the yellow piece that was at the bottom now goes up. But you can also see that the piece that was here goes down. So actually, you swap their positions. Now I'm going to do this operation 2 times in a row. Notice that I don't ever and will never rotate the whole cube. You'll say that, okay, I know, since you do 2 operations, so the 2 pieces will stay at their position because they swap again and then again. You're right. So this time, let's focus on the orientation of this yellow piece. See that yellow at this moment is facing right. Okay, let's do the fish scooping. 1, 2. Now, you see that yellow is facing you, is facing front right now. Let's do this again. 1 operation, 2 operations. Now, yellow is facing up. So what can we do from this? Before jumping into theory, let's look at an example. At this bottom, at this unsolved corner position, we have a yellow corner piece. Yellow, red, and blue. So it has to go to this position between blue and red, so that it's the correct position. Remember that the fish scooping operation will bring this corner piece up to this position. So we first move this correct position on top of this unsolved corner. Now let's do fish scooping operations. Remind you again, I will never rotate the whole cube unless for a demonstration. So fish scooping operation. 1. Now you see that this corner piece is at the correct position, but the orientation is wrong. So let's do 2 times. 1, 2. And you see that this yellow is facing up. So technically speaking, because these colors connect, it's now solved. But you see that, oh no, the bottom 2 layers are in a mess now. So what do we do? It's okay. Let's move a unsolved corner piece up to this position and then do 3 more operations. 1, 2, and 3. Now see that not only the bottom 2 layers are recovered, and also you see that this corner piece is still here. These colors still connect. So now we have this solved corner. Why is that? Let's check how fish scooping operations impact the solved parts in the previous phase. We split the cube into 2 parts, the top layer and the bottom 2 layers. For these 4 edges at the top, a fish scooping operation does not change their position nor orientations at all. For those solved pieces at the bottom 2 layers, if we do 1 fish scooping operation, they actually look messy now. However, if we do 6 operations in total, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, they're recovered now. Not only that, notice after each fish scooping operation ends, none of the solved pieces at the bottom go on top, and none of the 4 edges at the top go down. So what will happen when we execute a cycle of 6 operations and between operations we turn the top layer? The bottom solved parts will be recovered, stay where they were. The top 4 edges will stay in the same relative positions. And we can swap a corner piece to its correct position and correct its orientation. Therefore, the strategy in this phase is to move the yellow corner piece at the bottom to its correct position at the top and change the yellow facing during a cycle of 6 fish scooping operations. Rinse and repeat. So here we have this orange-blue piece, so it has to go here. So first, let's move this position on top of the corner, and then we'll do a cycle of 6 operations. 1, and you see that actually this is solved now. We're very lucky, but the bottom part is a mess. Remember, we have to complete a cycle of 6. So let's do the remaining 5 operations, and we have to move a unsolved corner position on top of this so that we don't break what we have solved. Okay, so that was 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we see that the bottom is recovered and we have solved 1 more corner. Now, this case, we have this white edge. It's not a yellow edge. So what should we do? It's okay, just do 1 operation first, which counts to a cycle of 6, by the way. So now we have this green and orange. So the position is here. Okay, it's cool. Okay, so let's do this. 2. Okay, so this is solved, but we have 4 remaining operations. So let's move the final unsolved corner on top of this. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you see that not only this corner is solved, we're very lucky that this corner is solved as well. So finally, you solve the whole cube. Well, unfortunately, the case we just saw is lucky. Let's look at another case. So here we have a white corner at the bottom. So during this cycle of 6, let's move a unsolved corner on top of this, and then swap the position first, and then we do the observation. So here, 1. Now this is blue and red, so let's find its position. It should be here, red and blue. Move it on top, and then try to solve this corner. Okay, 2. Okay, so now this corner is solved because yellow is facing up. So let's move a unsolved corner on top of it and finish this cycle. 3, 4, 5, and 6. By the way, if you lost the count, after each scooping operation ends, you can look at the bottom 2 layers to see if they are recovered. If it's in a nice color shape, that means you have completed a cycle of 6. Now let's look at this corner. Is red and green. Okay, so red and green should go here. So let's move on top of it and solve this corner. 1. Okay, so now we're lucky. This is solved. So let's move a unsolved corner on top of it and finish this cycle. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so finally this is still white, and we have this yellow here. So 1. Then this is green and orange. It should go to this position. So let's try to solve this corner. 2. Okay, so now here's the problem. So remember that if we solve a corner, we make a unsolved corner, move on top of this, and then recover this last 2 layers. But now we haven't completed a cycle yet, but all 4 corners are solved. So what should we do? If all of the 4 corners are solved, let's align the top layer first, and then finish this round of 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. You see that this cube is almost solved, except for these 2 corners. Now let's look at the cube in another angle. You see that these 2 corners are actually in a line in the same layer, so we can put the cube in this angle. Now the 2 corners are in the same new top layer. So we can use the same concept to change their orientation using the cycle of 6. Okay, so now we need to have this blue facing up for these two corners. So let's do the cycle of 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now this corner is solved, and we have this corner. Then 5 and 6. Now see that the bottom two layers, this new bottom two layers are solved, and the top layer is solved as well. So we can recover. Now we have a solved cube. In previous examples, during a cycle of 6, we solved exactly one corner. One cycle, one corner. However, if you really understand the theory, you know that we can actually turn the top layer more than once, turn the top layer as many as we want within a cycle of 6. So actually, we may have a chance to solve more than one corners during the cycle of 6. Actually, more precisely, we can break the boundaries of cycles and just focus on solving corners at the bottom buffer. This is kind of advanced, so if you feel confused, you can stick with this one cycle, one corner thing. Okay, so now let's look at this example. So this is red and blue, so it has to go to here. So okay, we move the position. Let's focus on when this yellow is facing up. Okay, so now this is facing up. This corner is solved. So let's solve this corner right away. This is orange and the blue, orange and the blue. Okay, so now this is solved. And let's look at this also. This is white, so we move a unsolved corner on top of this, and then observe again. This is green and orange. Okay, so we have to solve this corner, and this is green and orange. Now this is solved. Okay, cool. So this is still a white corner. Let's move the final one on top of it, and now we try to solve this corner. Okay, so now all four corners are solved. Unfortunately, this is a unlucky case again. So let's recover it. Okay, is it recovered? Okay, so now this is recovered. The bottom two layers are at a good shape. So let's rotate the cube. Try to solve this. Now, no, blue is not facing up yet. Okay, so now blue is facing up. Solve this corner. Let the green is facing up. Okay, so now this is solved, and we can recover like this. So note that actually I don't count operations, I don't count cycle anymore. I just focus on solving corners at this bottom buffer, and occasionally I will check whether this bottom two layers are recovered or not, but that's all. So I don't stick with one cycle, one corner. By the way, in some versions of layer by layer beginner methods, when you're at the last stage, you want to solve this yellow face. Some people will tell you that rotate the whole cube, put the white facing up, yellow facing down, and do the sexy move, the 4-step move. I do this more than once. Yeah. And this is actually the same concept as what I said earlier, just that not many people explain why. But now that you're armed with the knowledge, you can think about it, why this works. Well, so that's it. I hope you enjoy this method. If not, that's probably on me and not about this method. 8355 is well known here in Taiwan, but I barely found videos in English that describe this method comprehensively. So I figured maybe I can do this on my own, and hopefully more people know about this beautiful intuitive method. Yeah, thank you.